Hello and welcome to ComicSins, where the sins are snarky and the points don't matter. That's right, just like covering a Marvel comic before the mouse invasion, the points don't matter. Today we uncover the wins and sins of Ororo Before the Storm, number 1 through 4. Sorry 2019, but 2005 will always have a better standard art style than you. Also, Kid Storm will always be one of my favorite designs ever. Starting your miniseries about an African orphan in Mexico. Discount Indiana Jones. Again, we see there is nothing you can possess, which I cannot take away. I think this would be part of Cairo's warehouse district. I'm going back in. Well, of course you are. You had 2 out of the 3 bags full. Why'd you come back up without them all full? It should be a sin that most modern readers won't know these names, except maybe Quesada, but I remember. That's why this creative team gets 10 wins. Spider Storm. Nari, what are you doing? We are going home, Hakim. But what about leave the master thief to fend for herself? Because everyone needs a rival, so why not street urchins in Egypt? Usually it's the person eating the apple that's the jerk. You know who the real jerk here is? Isaac Newton for discovering gravity. This one's on you, lone guard who never turned around. With that gap, how did Nari and Ororo make it? No one ever makes their first jump. I made a joke about Isaac Newton earlier, but suddenly I'm wondering if Egypt ever got the memo on physics. Okay, enough snark. While a bit heavy-handed, Kid Ororo really does feel like she'd grow into the storm goddess we all know and love. 10 wins overall. So the Master Thief Ahmed El-Jabbar is also a master of eyeliner. Good for him for breaking molds like that. I'm giving a sin for the fact that in the mid-2000s, Marvel really did have their kids looking a lot like Beast. Big hands, always doing something acrobatic, and even Equestria girls would double take it the size of those feet. Luckily, I managed to clear a path through them, but Ororo wanted to stay and fight. I knew it was more important to deliver this food to all of you, so I escaped while I still could. I feel like calling a 12-year-old orphan girl a bitch is a bit extreme, but, well, can we all agree that she's at least reached twat waffle status? Another win for the fact that background characters in the mid-2000s could be placeholders, but also be adorable. That's it! Calm, Hakim. This is not a fight worth having. Not now. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why Nari hasn't gotten shanked in her sleep yet, to be honest. Ahmed seems to be too good of a father figure to not be evil, right? I mean, right? Perhaps an evening without supper will help you learn from your mistakes. Because acrobatic orphans are more limber when they're malnourished. Here, I brought you this. No, Hakim. My punishment is, at least half of your punishment should be mine. So in return, at least, half of my supper should be yours. You are a good friend, Hakim, and in this life, that is the greatest treasure. Aw, Hakim is so nice. I hope he dies last. A legit fantastic character moment for Storm, if it's a bit cliche. That's why it only gets 1 win. So there. And to think, the guidebook said that the market was dangerous for tourists. You'd think when he's comprised 20% of neck, he'd be able to look around just a little bit. 1 jump ahead of the lawmen, that's all, and that's no joke. These guys don't appreciate I'm broke. A young girl saves herself cliche. Wait, that's not a cliche, but it should be? I think I may have just the thief you are looking for. It's Gambit, isn't it? Marvel recycling that lightning bolt for Miss Marvel. I would play the hell out of this Tomb Raider reboot. This ends now, Aurora. There's no escape, my friend. You have something that belongs to Master El-Jabbar, and unless you return it to us now, we will be forced to take it from you. I'm so jaded that we all know this opener has to be either a dream, a flash forward, or a training session. Sin for a cliche that has become the norm rather than the exception. And so it is just you and I, Nari. I would not have it any other way, sister. I suddenly realized that this has a strong parallel for the Callisto-Storm rivalry later in Ororo's life, showcasing a hardline that was unlike Storm at that time. 5 wins because sometimes origins can be good. How did Ororo pull off that flip? Force of will? Wonderful. It seems you have beaten your own record, little one. I'm going to have to make the test more difficult next time. It was a test the whole time, cliche. Yes, I sinned this less than a minute ago, but it really is a cardinal sin at this point. Ah, Master El-Jabbar, so good to see you again. I assume you've brought the special help I requested. I've seen way too much independent foreign films to not feel a bit skeeved out when a rich white guy in a crisp white suit says this. My apologies, friends. When I was told that your master was the portal of Egypt's finest thieves, I naturally assumed that his students would be a bit older. An honest mistake, one you can surely understand. Does this count under the I thought you'd be taller cliché? It's at least a cousin, and we play by Shelbyville rules here. Why not just retrieve the opal yourself? I'm a bit past my adventuring days, I'm sad to say. The temple is riddled with booby traps and dangers that only the most skilled thieves could possibly hope to survive. So, wait, rich white guy, yes he has a name, but come on, dude is whiter than the lead in a Nickelodeon teen sitcom, is going to use these diamonds in the rough to receive a special object from a wondrous cave buried under the desert. There's a Disney Mouseful joke here somewhere. Oh well, send it. But you and your brethren shall also be rewarded in ways far more grand than you could ever imagine possible. No, seriously, when Disney bought Marvel, did they change the timeline so they were always in the background, a la Clara from Doctor Who? Because this is Jafar. I swear, at the end of this story, he's going to be holding a knife ready to stab Aurora, talking about her eternal reward. I just know it. Well, Ororo, now what do you have to say? When do we begin? Oh, it's okay, Hakeem. No one should be afraid of foreshadowing. This is a personal win because I too have claustrophobia. I have my reasons. Now kindly give me a moment and we will move on. And then she does this, which is just icing on the character-loving cake. Oh, Nari can't be crushed. She'd have to actually have more than one dimension for that. Also, it's not an irrational fear when the ceiling can and does, in fact, cave in. Luckily, the falling stones have the same drawback as the thwomps from Mario Brothers. The curse is said that the stones would come to life and crush all invaders. What is it with you and curses? You're not happy without a good curse. This is cursed, that is cursed. Give it a rest, will ya? They look hungry. And I hear they love the taste of scared little boys. What? Wouldn't an orphan in Egypt, or any desert region really, have a basic understanding of scorpions? Scared of them, sure. I mean, they're spiders but with claws and a stingy bit. But not totally ignorant. Okay, maybe Hakeem is cursed. I understand. You're worried about them. As any father worries for his children. But they are well prepared. I know they will succeed. Wait, Ahmed actually is a caring father figure? I just Janised. Ancient Egyptians had a hell of a time getting to work, didn't they? Wolverine? But you're a Canadian and from the 1800s. What's this all about? He's not a statue. His eyes are going to open now. See? Somehow these kids will survive this. I love this cover and all it represents. Someone do a fan version of this for me, please. Dr. Barrett, And as soon as those whelps return with the opal, we begin the ceremony. Soon our Dark Master shall rise again, and we shall serve at his side as his ushers in a new age of apocalypse. There are some threats that we shouldn't have a spunky batch of street urchins going against. Apocalypse is definitely one of them. Main villain is a mutant cliché. We are dead! For once, Hakeem may be right. Who are you trying to kid, Ororo? For once, Hakeem may be right. And now I just feel dirty. Action, excitement, battle's position. Thank you, Nari. I owe you one. Yeah, just don't tell anyone, okay? Oh, we all know Nari just wants to be the one to kill Hakeem herself. But fine, I was surprised she didn't run away. Here, take it. This is it, Ororo. One last chance. It's either you or her. But you've been surviving easy enough. This isn't exactly Dark Souls, despite your number of dodge rolls. Did the X-Men travel to ancient Egypt? No, that was the West Coast Avengers. Where's my Hawkeye temple? You must be mistaken. I am an orphan. I have no people. Not yet, perhaps. But you will find them someday, and you will help lead them to a brighter tomorrow. You, child, are destined for great things. You are one of the chosen. Good foreshadowing for her X years, but she's already the top student of a group of misfits thrown together by a bald guy. So, I am certain that your debt to Ensaba Noor will be repaid in full someday. Oh, this whole thing was a way to tie Storm more into the 12 storyline. Short answer, that's underwhelming. Ororo, Hakim, are you... No. Oh no, will Aurora survive this? I am the trap. You can't be a trap if you're that big of a dick. But don't worry, you'll be with him very soon. Oh no, Nari, I hope she survives. Storm and the gang seem to have become teens on this cover. Well, that's a random art shift. Pretty, though. That works for me. Hakim, Aurora, I am so sorry. I thought that they had returned for me. If I had known it was you, I never would have. But they said you were dead. You thought that your 3-foot-tall and gangly friends were the same grown thugs that kidnapped you and the other orphans? There is no need to be afraid anymore. We go in together, and we do not return until every last one of us is safe. 5 wins for Little Miss Badass, 'cause they're my points. I do what I want with them. The more I stare at this, the more hilarious it becomes. He must have slipped away earlier. It doesn't matter, you idiot. Just get him. None of your guards have guns? You best believe that's a synonym. Oliver Twist ended a lot differently than I remember, but I do like the ninja orphans. Oh hey, Nari survived. Good for her. He chose poorly. Aw, we're all friends now. Yay! Storm foreshadowing. Storm shadowing? No, it's a storm warning. Wait, was this an all-ages book the entire time? And was that entertaining? Oh, 10 wins to cap everything off.